All right, y'all, welcome back. Brother Finney is here. Coming back at you, man. I know it's been a minute, but I wanted to talk to some DTF stuff, man. We will be getting heavy back into the embroidery very soon. I got the machine set up. I've been doing a few jobs here and there. So we definitely gonna get that set up and get him up and running. I've mostly just been doing my merch though, because now I'm in a new city and having to, search out new clientele. Even like, let's even talk about that. Let's even discuss that for a second. Just understanding the market that you're in. Sometimes you're gonna have to go and even go to the search engine and just see, type in embroidery or type in printing shops and see what pings around you. See what a local shop's at. See what they're charging for vinyl, because I'm even looking at that aspect of the game also. Maybe even just putting a couple bands, maybe spending $5,000-$6,000 just on like vinyl and t-shirts, and maybe even just seeing if there's a market even for that. Being that there's not really, from where I'm at in the city I'm in, that's not out here. I went to one shop called a T-shirt house, and they charged me $10.95 for a long sleeve black shirt. $10.95. And I had to go ahead and get the shirt out, so I went on, paid it. But that, for me, that cut into about $5 of my profits. You know what I'm saying? Paying that much for a long sleeve shirt. But that's what happens when you ain't got time to wait and so forth. And plus, just being in the area, small city that doesn't really have a lot of that, So in my area, there's not a lot of embroidery. There's not a lot of screen prints, and a lot of these people probably have been doing this for a very long time and don't even know about things like what we're finna talk about, like DTF. So that's just another strategy for anybody just coming into the game of t-shirts or embroidery or printing or vinyl, whatever. Evaluate the market that's around you, and look at their prices. And like I said, when you first coming in, you may have to just undercut them. You may not make a lot of profit out the gate, but you really just building the clientele. And once you get solid clientele, you can go up on the prices. You can offer better merch, especially with shops like Esty. If you're doing Esty, initially you can undercut, and then once you build up the clientele, you can sell pricier items later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like I had make these headbands. I started out with one with $35, and then I done worked my way up to now I got headbands that the most of my headbands that sell now are like $105, $110. But I initially started with a headband that was $35. It moved, and then I gave them a $50 one, and then I gave them a $75 one, then I gave them a $100 one that's just all decked out, all the bells and whistles, and they see that, they're like, well, I can just pay an extra $15, $20, I can get that right there. But yeah, man. So that's just a couple tips for if you're trying to build your Etsy shop or you just evaluating the market, etc. But what I wanted to talk about was the DTF market, and again, evaluating the market. DTF, where it's at right now as far as the different kinds of printers, the pricing that everyone is pricing is kind of switched up a little bit. There's still not a lot of people providing supplies, and I feel this can be, I could be wrong on this, but I do feel most of the vendors that are pushing, that are selling products, are getting it from Alibaba, y'all. I still do believe that. I don't believe they went out there, unless you see them out there, they ain't got the direct plug, and they not mixing up, or you see them in the laboratory mixing up some inks or something like that. And it's only one person I think that's crazy enough to do that, and his name Brother something, man. Long beard. I know Stan from T-Shirt Side Hustle when they talked to him, kind of up north, I forget, but that brother does. That's probably the only one I feel like he's crazy enough to try to make his own inks, and I would trust his word with that. Anybody else that I've seen kind of seems maybe a little suspect in that. They may have probably got this thing from Alibaba. They probably just getting them supplies from Alibaba and printing their own labels out and putting their labels on to these products. And then you're up here thinking that you're getting something different and this ink is better than this ink. And this probably all just the same company off of Alibaba. So let's look for that. You know what I'm saying? Hit the comments if you have come across that, or if you do feel like it's different and you got a good vendor that's selling good white inks that don't really clog as much and all of that. But I want to look at a couple videos here. A couple videos here so we can look at some of the market and what's going on. Let's see this one here. DTF and crazy. Look at this. Look at this. Watch this right here now, y'all. This is gonna be crazy. Wet cap. I don't know what machine that is. Wet cap station going crazy though. There's another one, wet cap station.
Okay, Jim, here we go. I seen this spring up. I've been told to press it back down, make sure the spring's on it, and it is. Push it to the right, and it should lock in. It does not lock in. It slides back and forth a little bit, but it will not stay down. I have even turned inside here with the screwdriver, like I was also told, to make sure possibly something wasn't up, and I've done it both ways, and still it will not go back down. And I still get the screeching noise from the first video that I sent you. I think something's broke.
I think something is broken, and she sounds big mad. Sister sounds big mad. Oh, you can see you see the DTF Pro ink there, or powder there maybe. Yeah, it's probably powder, but. Yeah, there's plenty of different powders, man. There's soft powders now. There's fine grain powders. I haven't used any of them yet. Maybe in a couple weeks I start ordering some stuff, man. Just trying some stuff out. There's plenty of different printers right now that's out. We gotta be very careful when selecting printers. You have this printer. I know for sure. Matter of fact, is that printer that we was just watching with she couldn't get the I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is that she's pushing on. But that is the Epson XP 150,000 or something like that, or 15,000. Stay away from that printer. All right, that's what I've gotten from the forums, from DTF forums and from DTF groups, to just stay away from that printer. And just be mindful when you're trying to get these printers. I'm seeing that because everybody's it's at the point now where they're converting almost every printer, you know, they can get their hands on. They're trying to convert it to see if it'll work. I think the P600, P800 are doing pretty good. But also you got to be mindful of those chips. Those ink cartridges with the chips and the chips not reading. I've seen that they've gotten some workarounds with that, and so you're gonna have that issue also. So, you know, even though it's a workaround, you still got to think about the frustration that you're gonna have with trying to get that white ink unclogged. Okay, you're gonna have that frustration across the board no matter what you get. All right, you got to think about that, and then you also gonna have the chips frustration gonna also come into play every now and again. And again, they do have workarounds, but it is gonna be from what I've seen, it is gonna be an issue. When you get more into the commercial machines, maybe we got some videos on the commercial machines here. When you get into the commercial machines, they are getting better. Here's one here. Like that setup there, That setup there, maybe that setup there, I'm sure is under 20,000. All right, I'm sure that setup is under 20,000. Thing is though, you gotta have the work. You gotta have the work. It may even be under 15,000. But that's what people want now. Wide format printers, that can do 24, 32, 21, inches wide. And I'm gonna show you how to gain that change now. Also, is they're selling it by the square inch. I've seen people now selling their transfers by square inch, maybe like $5 per square inch. Or I even seen in a group today where they wanted 300 square inches. This was a job that was available for anybody who can handle it. 300 square inches, and they wanted to sell them for under $3 per square inch. So that's a $900 job, and they wanted a 2-day turnaround, quick turnaround on that. But yeah, people selling it by the square inch, and I'm sure the person who was this middleman in the deal probably was taking $2 off of the top. So still, $1,500. You can pull that in a day with a machine, especially with a setup like that. You might can do. Man, with a setup like that, you probably can do that. 300 feet, 150 feet. Man, you probably can do that in a few hours, man. You know what I'm saying? So those machines can probably push out $3,000-$4,000 a day if they had the workload. So they're great investments, but you gotta have the workload. And when you run into the white ink problems, it's that severe. Because it's not you're waiting on 8 prints. You got to print out 8 or 9 print sheets. Now it's like you got a couple hundred square feet of printing to do, and your white ink is giving you problems, and you are catching it. You know what I'm saying? You'll be catching it. It's going to be it's going to be very, so you got to build your way up. You got to build your stress level up. And it's good not to just jump into a big heavy machine. It's just jump to a smaller machine that has, and when you get in these machines, make sure that you're checking the price on the print heads. How much these print heads cost, how much the dampers cost, so you can get those pieces and just go ahead and get them up front. Go ahead and get replacement tubing, get cartridges. If you're gonna deal with the cartridges, get the cartridges, get the little chips that you need, and go ahead and buy those things up front, so you're not getting stressed out and you're not on hold when you start getting those orders rolling in. Actually, also too, man, the market's getting a little saturated, but at the same time, I do feel eventually, maybe in like the next 2 years, it's just gonna be a household thing, man. It's gonna be a household thing. It's gonna be like sublimation. Like, it's gonna be like, what I'm saying, like, everybody's gonna have it. It still can do it if you have the contracts and you're going out here and you're doing the footwork. It's still gonna be profitable for them. But if you're just thinking that this stuff, you're gonna get this technology and then these orders just gonna come to you, or you're just gonna be able to put it up on SD, or say that it's gonna be 100 people on SD selling DTF prints, selling just like sublimation prints. Big companies who sell transfers, they're gonna be gone. All right, they're gonna be gone. It's just you ain't gonna be able to compete with that. That's in somebody. When you have those in people's houses, there ain't no more transfer market, big market. It's not for them unless they just doing host. But these, like that right there, is gonna attack a Walmart. That's gonna be there. That's gonna be at your contract. And a lot of times you're gonna have too much overhead. Like, those big companies are gonna have too much overhead to compete with somebody with that $15,000 worth of equipment, and that's the price of, you couldn't get an OmniJet, you couldn't get a DTG machine with that. It's cheaper to get that than a DTG machine. And even speaking of that, even the DTG machines are doing transfers. Even the Epson 2100, the OmniJet 31,000 or TXE or whatever it's called, it's also doing transfers. So those major companies, man, they done. I seen one of the major companies even come down on their quota. They used to have a quota where, oh, you have to order at least these many prints. That, you know, like I said, this game was gonna humble them. It's gonna humble them, and we know white ink toners are just dead. Please do not even look into the white ink toners, even with the problems with this white ink clogging. Man, still those ink toners still at $9,000-$10,000, and I can get and I can get one of these machines. And you think I'm gonna get an ink toner, man? Please. Look at this one here. Look at this next video. It's an Epson Pro 3800. Like I said, they getting all kind of printers, and they doing this. And
Guys,
you know, some of them like that. When I watch this one right here, we gonna end with this one. This one right here just real crazy.
Concerned.
It's the same sister.
I started up.
That XP.
And it does this.
That XP 15.
Here's the error code.
100,000, whatever it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
What in the world? Okay,
Let me let y'all hear that again.
Guys, somebody tell me what this is. I'm a little concerned.
You're a little concerned.
I started up, and it does this. And here's the error code.
So yeah, listen, y'all. So I said all that to say this. So a lot of printers, a lot of people are converting printers to this thing. If you have the time, man, just wait these things out. You can. There are cheaper printers, etc. You go out here and buy, but make sure that you know that you have to do this certain maintenance on these things. You're gonna have to get to that print head, and it may be a lot to get to it. You're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, put some solution through those wet caps, and you know what I'm saying. Just make sure that you know you're doing your research, y'all. Don't just go and be and trying to take the cheap way out, because it's already cheap. It's really already cheap, y'all. You know, even the most expensive machines, even, you know, for the business. Because like I say, man, the DTG is at 30. Once you get a good pre-treat machine, you at like $30,000. White ink toners from $8,000 to $12,000. And so the commercial DTG machines, I mean DTF machines, are $7,000, $7,500, $7,000, $5,000 if you're going straight off Alibaba. It wide format, you know what I'm saying? Like even the DTG can only do, you know, them platins only like about 13 inches, 12 inches, something like that wide. You having a wide format where you getting 20 inches, 21 inches. You're getting 2-3 different designs across, you know. Yeah, and so it's already cheap. But if you just really trying to spend $300, you're trying to take a $300 printer and trying to run that white ink through there, man, it can be problematic, man. It's already problematic, but you can cause yourself some crazy headaches trying to do that. So just make sure that you do the research, and before you jump into something heavy duty commercial, make sure that you got the business to support it. That's the last thing you want, is a, you know, $5,000 to $10,000 machine just sitting. So with that, I hope this thing was helpful. And we'll see you on the next go round. All right, y'all keep printing. Finny out.